Good evening, everyone. It's Hardy Walker. Uh, I'm presenting today my understanding of speech and delivery. Excuse the background. My wife is always decorating. So I'm sorry. This is the only space I have. Nevertheless, impromptu is one of the speaking uh, contents that we can use, and a it is a type of speech that's the spur of the moment kind of speech. I guess we can use this kind of speech in everyday conversation. It's like when somebody asks you a question concerning a certain place, or thing. Right then, you might have an understanding of what the question is, and so thereby you start constructing an answer on how to rebuttal that question. I find that to be used in our everyday conversation. Like it's something that you didn't plan. You didn't make out no format, no blueprints. It's just something that you probably knew off your head, or they say off your dome, and you had an answer, even though you had to kind of construct the words to say to bring an answer to the question. Excuse me. Mm. And I see that as a great advantage. Because as I say, I believe we all use it every day, and we might not have known that we are using impromptu speaking. So therefore, I think it's a good thing. But yet, I think there are also disadvantages because I believe you can begin to speak on a certain topic for so long, but then you will find yourself, rambling, trying to make sure you got the proper answer, right dialogue, or whatever, what have you. Okay, and then that takes us to the next type of speaking. It is ex- extemporaneous. I had to get that word right. It took me a minute to find out how to pronounce it. But yeah, this is a type of speaking where it's planned. You planned it out. You got your blueprints ready. You got your notes ready. You got cards ready. You got everything planned out. You rehearsed it in your mind and you put it together. And this is also a great play, a way to start your speech. You have preparation. It's good to have preparation when you're doing anything like speaking, or let's say some kind of maintenance. Just say you want to do some kind of work on your car. You want to have preparation. You want to know what it is you need to make that part of your work on your car complete and effective. Therefore, that's the advantage of extemporaneous. Anyway, but there is also a disadvantage of it because just say you're using cards in this type of speech, and your cards were lined up as you thought in the way that you want to present your speech with them by using them, and then you find one of your cards out of the not in the right place, but yet you giving eye contact to your audience. Your speaker listener relationship is intact, and they credit you as a credible speaker, reliable because of what you're bringing forward. But yet, and still, if that card is out of sync with what you're presenting before the audience, you can find yourself losing your place. You lose track. You'll have to find and start all over to try to get to where you want it to be when you begin your presentation. Okay, let's talk about manuscript speaking. Manuscript speaking is when you use like ads, uh, art, books, and all these type of things you bring into your presentation, graphics, any kind of things like that of that nature. And so that's also an advantage. There's an advantage. The advantage is that you present this with the ideal of drawing your listeners into whatever it is you're discussing. Nevertheless, when you begin to read, and you're reading about whatever it is that you're bringing to, you're presenting, and so you find yourself, and this is a disadvantage of the manuscripts. It is that you can begin to reading so much into your information or your presentation, and you'll forget that, you take your attention away from the audience in so many words. Eye contact will be limited because you'll still be looking at your presentation that you're bringing, or you're reading your card, or you ideal about an art, or whatever it is that you're bringing in your message. And so that's this relationship between the speaker and the audience is kind of lost. And though you're speaking intact of what you're talking about, it can make the audience dull in so many words because you did not counteract with them. You wasn't given that speaker listener relationship, attendance, and it's kind of like, just doing and saying a lot of stuff, reading a lot of things, but yet you need that audience. You want their responding. So let's go to the next point because we're talking about memorizing. This too is kind of like in sync with, I believe, extemporaneous. Memory is also like, you remember point B, T's crossed, I's dot, and you have this memory about whatever topic or subject that you're speaking on. So you find yourself, while you're memorizing, you can lose your place and go completely blank on what you're talking about. Because all it takes is just one little part of that presentation to be out of line with what you desire to remember. And it will cause you to kind of go blank, and you have to, rebuttal, but you'll be thrown aback for a minute. And there you find yourself probably speaking out of context of what you wanted to present from the beginning. Anyway, this is my understanding of the type of speech delivery. I pray that all is well with you all, and be encouraged in all that you're doing, and God bless you. And I pray that your day and your night be in God's good graces. Thank you. Amen.